Are we live? Are we live? U2 Health is excellent. Oh, okay. Let's see how long that stays up. So far, no live audience. No live audience. Okay. And let's see, we're going good, and this, that, and it's time. From the WDWL TV Multiplex, live from the Red Studio number 2, with great anticipation, we bring you the pride of the station, the grumpy old man, and the grumpy vulture. Would you like to take a bow? Take a bow. Take your bow. Come on, come on. Come on, do it right. Jesus! You have one thing to do and you're screwing it up. Oh, you got to be right in the camera tonight, huh? Oh, you idiot. You've been watching too much of the Eagles today. No, tomorrow you don't get to watch the Eagles. No. Back in your corner. Look at the camera. Hope you get blinded by your spotlight. Let me put this down. And there's Kathy. How's the granddaughter doing? I was thinking about her earlier. Everything okay? As a matter of fact, it was funny. I was putting up the new background and I was thinking, gee, how's Kathy's granddaughter doing tonight? I don't know why putting up a background associated me with that thought. Well, no surgery is a speedy healing, believe me. Take it from one that's been under the knife many times. Today, all the backgrounds came in. Everything. And here is one main reason why I really like TEMU. 2 of these backgrounds were supposed to arrive yesterday because they give you an estimated shipping time. They'll say, all right, it's going to arrive between the 25th and the 29th. Okay. Nothing arrived yesterday. Today, everything. The two red ones and the 3 green ones. Everything. It no sooner said delivered, I checked because they were supposed to be here yesterday. That was the deadline. I checked credits. $10. $5 for each item that was not delivered yesterday. It no sooner said delivered, and they put that $10 right in, credited to my account. I have never dealt with an outfit that's like this. Never. When they tell you if an item is delivered past the delivery date, we'll give you a $5 credit. They do. Because I thought I heard the milk chute close. So I went into TEMU and I went into my orders and I scrolled down and it said delivered. For the hell of it, I clicked on credits. There's $10. Of course, there's a method to their madness. Because now they know I'm going to place another order. Because I got $10. So, but I have never dealt with a company that's like this. And 99.9% of the time, you don't have to return an item. Like that t-shirt. It came in all wrong. They gave me a credit for my purchase and said, keep the t-shirt. Now, one better. The drone that I bought, it was $48. In the accessories, it was supposed to come with 4 extra fan blades in case you break one. I only had 2. So I filed a claim, and they, of course, send pictures. Okay, I spread everything out, and I took a picture showing 2 fan blades, not 4. They credited me the whole purchase price of that drone for 2 missing fan blades. $48. Bang. Nothing wrong with the drone. Nothing. Missing 2 little plastic fan blades. The whole purchase price. And keep the drone. I had fun spending that money. But what other company is going to operate like that? First of all, they would either send you 2 more fan blades or tell you send the drone back and we'll send you another one. Nope. They said, keep the drone, and oh, by the way, your $48, we're giving you your money back. Unheard of. Unbelievable. That's why I really like them over Wish. Because I'll tell you what, I had a fucked up item get delivered from Wish. And the same thing, you file a claim, take pictures. I took pictures. They said, send it back. I sent it back, and it took them fucking forever to send me a new item. I was bitching, it got to be like 30 days, and I'm like, hey, you got my money, you got my purchase item, when am I going to get either a refund or get another item? Well, they finally sent it. But like I say, today, it wasn't probably a minute delivered. For the hell of it, I clicked on credits because I knew the two items were a day late. There it was, $5 each, $10. So I have a couple of items in my shopping cart. I don't know whether I'm going to buy them or not, but I've got a $10 credit. And I'm using my Amoon microphone. Yes, the Amoon. A-M-M-O-O-N. Amoon. I love this mic. I know why I stopped using it. Because it's an XLR. And I'm not using Studio One. But today, I was like, wait a minute. I can use the Amoon. I have the converter. So, as much as I don't like desk stands, I'm using the Amoon. Hopefully the volume's not too loud. I always had a audio problem with this one, getting it adjusted right. Oh, good. Then the volume is just right. Yeah, it's on the desk stand. As much as I don't like desk stands, I'm gonna mount it on an arm. I found the two extras that I've got, so I'll mount it. I don't know if I'm gonna do it tomorrow or not, but sooner or later it'll be on an arm. But see, I've got to mount it. I don't want it hanging upside down, so I've got to figure out on a mounting arm. So that's straight up like this, but not on a desk. Oh, I hate them. I really don't like desk mics. I really don't. But I decided, start using some of the multitude of microphones. So This is probably the second oldest. The golden microphone is number 1. This one's number 2. After I got comfortable using a microphone instead of a GoPro, I bought this. The golden and this are the only 2 that I've bought. The rest of them all came from my buddy's microphone collection. Walking into his basement was like walking into an electronics store. God, walk in the laundry room, turn left, and floor to ceiling was shelving with boxes of microphones. So I took my pick. Not to mention, this is that one that's got the neat magnetic spit screen. It's got little magnets, and you drop it and it immediately locks into place. I like these better than the big puffball. Although them stupid round spit screens that they use basically in recording studios. I saw a YouTuber with one of them the other day talking into that big fly swatter. I was like, oh, come on. Those are the stupidest things. I don't know why somebody would go on YouTube and have that big fly swatter in front of their face, you know. Kind of stupid. But to each his own. I probably got 10 of them things. One of these days I'm going to box all this shit up and ship it off to Goodwill. Because I ain't using them fly swatters. And I forgot to email Jenny today. And Wyatt. I forgot. Oh, man. Although, I wrote a note. And I taped it in the corner of my monitor last night. Evidently, I didn't stick the tape tight enough. And the note evidently fell in the wastebasket. I haven't even looked. It's not on the desk. It must have fallen directly off the monitor into the wastebasket. And I didn't even think about it until now. So evidently when I put the note up, I didn't push hard enough to get the tape to stick. And the wastebasket's right next to the desk. I'll look later on. A lot of good it does me. Maybe she'll pop in. Not to be nosy. Was it outpatient surgery and minor or major. Because nowadays they do almost, Christ, I'm waiting for them to do open heart surgery on an outpatient basis. God, the surgery that they do outpatient nowadays, scary. So was it outpatient, she home, or did she have to stay in the hospital? Oh, okay. I could see why you're so concerned. Yeah. Well, long as she's on the road to healing, I'll be thinking about her. You know, that's that's the fucking insurance companies. They don't want to pay for a day or two to make sure, that everything's okay. They just they look at a list and they go, okay, heart surgery. Okay, heart surgery, you can stay for a day or two. Abdominal surgery. Nope, you're going home. Oh, God. I feel sorry for her. Oh, 11. Oh, poor little thing. Hopefully, it isn't a traumatic experience. Something that, as she heals, she can get over and not have a fear of ever having to have surgery again. Any surgery is traumatic, but it's the way you're treated in the hospital. You know, a lot depends on the doctor's bedside manner, the nurse's bedside manner, because if it ends up a traumatic experience, if it comes down to the point where she ever needs elective surgery again, it's going to be like, no, 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 no. I remember the first one. Yeah, I'll tell you, a friend of mine, his daughter-in-law, and this is a couple years ago, had a baby. They booted her the next day. Now, usually you spend at least 2, maybe at the most 3 days. Nope. She had the baby at 11 o'clock in the morning on, say, a Monday, and 1 o'clock on Tuesday. See ya! Oh, that's cute. And with Grandma there, it made it a better experience. Isn't that wonderful? As long as Grandma's there, I'll be okay. That's wonderful. You know, it's the insurance companies. It's not the hospital. It's the fucking insurance companies. They make a gazillion dollars, but boy, they don't want to spend it. You know, I hate to say it, but that CEO that got killed in New York, in a way, not saying that people deserve to get shot, but you know, he was calling the shots. The CEO was like, no, we're not paying for this, and we're not paying for that, and we're not paying for this. That's why, now, good medical procedures have advanced hundreds and hundreds of percent over the years. And they were able, you know, they're able to do surgeries now where they can do a lot on outpatient basis. But it's at the forcing of the insurance company. Because the insurance company, all they do is they look at a list. Okay, this one, boot the same day. This surgery, keep them 1 day. This surgery, 2 days. Like I say, I'm waiting for them to, you know, do open heart surgery on an outpatient basis. It's bullshit. The money that people have to pay for health care and then have an insurance company dictate what kind of care you're going to get. God damn it. I got a vulture in my throat. But having Grandma there when she came out of recovery made it better. It made it better. It wasn't so traumatic. Especially you were there before and then you were there after. So Grandma eased her nerves, which is good. Because at that age, it's scary. God, I remember when I had my first fucking hernia surgery and I was, what the hell was I? 31. I think I was 31. And I'll never forget when they wheeled me into the OR and they put me on that real comfy table. And I looked over and there were like 9,000 instruments. And I was like, holy fuck. remember the anesthesiologist, count back from 100. 100, 9. Although, here's something scary, Kathy. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm in the OR to get my fusion done. Okay? The anesthesiologist is ready to put me under. At that precise moment, I happened to look up at the corner of the ceiling of the operating room. And in the air vent was a dirty piece of duct tape waving in the breeze. And that was the last thing I saw. Real sterile OR. And I've told every doctor that story since. That's another reason I'm glad I'm no longer with the clinic. I'm trying to think of the hospital. It's at 25th and Franklin. I can't remember the name of that hospital. It's down on 25th and Franklin. What the hell's the name of that fucking hospital? The Deaconess is up by the zoo. That's a Metro hospital. And then the Metro Main is at 25th and Scranton. And the clinic hospital at 25th and Franklin. That's where I had my cervical fusion done because the doctor wouldn't come to Lakewood. I didn't want my surgery there. But I had to go there. And I can't remember the name of the fucking hospital. Yeah. I'm in an OR, supposed to be a sterile area, and here's a dirty piece of duct tape waving in the breeze. Thank God I'm no longer with the clinic. Because any surgery... All right, I had my carpal done at Lakewood. My first hernia was done at Fairview. My second hernia was done at Metro at the Main. I can't think of that fucking hospital at West 25th and Franklin. because when I had my throat surgery, that was at Parma, Metro Parma. God, I can't think of that fucking hospital. Oh well, no big deal. Hang on, somebody's sending me a text message. Oh, I already know that. Pardon me while I answer it back. Okay. Pardon me, I had to answer that one back. Yep. That's it. Lutheran. Yep. Why I couldn't think of that, I don't know. Yeah. Lutheran Hospital. Although, I'll tell you, maybe it's because of the type of surgery. When I went from recovery to ICU, the ICUs were like small rooms. Now, they were all glass, surrounded by glass. I would say 10 by 10. And I had a nurse 24/7 sitting bedside. The whole floor was little rooms. And each room had a nurse stationed there 24/7. Because I was there 2 days. Most ICUs are like, one big, like a ward. At Lutheran, they were little rooms. Because I can remember, waking up during the night and there was a nurse right there. As soon as I moved. Yes. Because the first night, I had a male nurse. And the second night, I had a female nurse. But there was a nurse 24/7 right there. I know, like, at Lakewood, it was like a ward. And divided by curtains. But at Lutheran, it was little rooms. Of course, they had curtains they could close. But there was a big center hall, and then all these little glass rooms off the main hallway. And that nurse, of course, if I'm sleeping and a nurse left, I wouldn't know. All I know is every time I woke up, the nurse was right there. Very attentive. That's the one good thing I'll say about Lutheran. Up in ICU, the nurse is very attentive. Not that I ever want to spend a lot of time in ICU, but I like that little room thing. I've heard of Vanderbilt. I'm trying to think. It was recently. I was watching some medical documentary, and they mentioned Vanderbilt 2 or 3 times in this documentary. I think Vanderbilt's a teaching hospital, if I remember the story right. Which, I'll tell you what, if you're going to be at a hospital, the best hospitals to be at are teaching hospitals. Because they always have top-notch staffing as far as the doctors and nurses, the instructors. Yeah, I've heard good things about Vanderbilt. Whatever this medical documentary I was watching, they gave Vanderbilt very high ratings. At least she was at a top-notch A1 hospital to have her surgery. How far away was the hospital from your house? Yeah, I've been told if you're going to pick a hospital, you want to pick a teaching hospital. Because they handpick, like if, say heart surgery. They look at heart surgeons all over the world and they say, oh, okay, this guy in Germany is the best. We're going to lure him away. 2 hours, not bad. Not a drive I would make on a regular basis, but not bad. Except for I'm sure you had to be there like at fucking 6 in the morning. Holy shit, really? Wow. Hot damn. Well, one thing, you knew she was in good hands. But man, 18 specialists? Holy Christ. Well, at least she come out of the surgery okay. Good prognosis. No more surgeries after this. Because the last thing you want to look at is, years and years of surgeries. Oh, God. I was watching it was a week or so ago. This girl was born with a short esophagus. And every so many years, they had to lengthen it. They said like 1 in a million people are born with this. So she had like 2 or 3 weeks after she was born, she had to have, and then every so many years they had to lengthen it, go in and lengthen it, and lengthen. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed that things are going to be on the up and up, and maybe she won't need more surgery. We can always pray for that, But at least she come out of this one okay, and going to be a long healing process, but being that young, they heal a lot faster than old farts like me. Basically, once she's up and about, she'll heal faster because her mind won't be on it anymore. Once she's trotting around the house, her mind won't be on it, and like I say, at that age, they heal faster than like I would. Well, you can always tell the school they could pay her medical bills. Jesus Christ. In a situation like that, if it was feasible, homeschool her and eliminate the bullshit. But it's not always feasible to homeschool somebody. Well, then the school shouldn't bitch. It'd be different if she was fucking failing everything. Isn't she in sports too? What the hell's a school bitching about, for Christ's sake? She comes back to school. Isn't she involved in sports too? I thought you mentioned that. So, you got to have a certain grade average to participate in sports. So, what are they bitching about? She makes up her work. She gets good grades. She's into sports. For Christ's sake, some of these schools, they're lucky I'm not down there. They're lucky I'm not grandpa. Oh, school security'd be throwing me out. I'd be in there beating on somebody's desk. That's even more of a reason she'll be up and about, because she don't want to miss softball. Her mother's going to have to tell her, hey, take it easy. No, I'm feeling wonderful. She sounds like that kind of person. You're the female version of grumpy, huh? Way to go. It would be different if she was a derelict. Then the school could bitch. I'm sure the school knows her medical history. It's not like, she's got a hangnail. We got to take her to the doctor. Sometime administration, they lose their fucking marbles. Oh, I could really get wound up on this subject. Oh. Lakewood school system pissed me off. In, I think it was third grade, my son got held back. So he was a year behind all of his friends, okay? All right, he's in Lakewood High School. The end of the school term was the last day of May. He turned 18 on the 5th. Okay? They called him into the office and they said, "You're an adult now. You can sign yourself out." And he did, without me being notified. But he would get up every morning and leave. I didn't suspect a thing until one day I ran into him at the gas station with his buddies. And I asked him, why aren't you in school? Oh, I don't go anymore. 3 weeks shy of graduation. He didn't get a diploma. And the school told me he's an adult. He could do what he wanted. So he signed out. I'm done with school. Fuck it. So here he is at 40 years old, no high school diploma, and no GED. They literally had security remove me from the building. I went ballistic. I said, you couldn't fucking call me? Well, he turned 18. His decision. Oh, as a matter of fact, they wouldn't let me in the school board meeting. They wouldn't. Security stopped me. I said, I want to talk to the school board. 3 weeks before graduation. No diploma. He was 18. Pissed me off royal. Because the end of August was the start of the new semester. And before school started, they had a school board meeting. I wanted to voice my opinion. Security stopped me at the door. You're not allowed in, Mr. Grumpy. We know what happened in May. Oh, I'll tell you what. They heard me throughout the building. I called that principal everything but a white person. And that's all they kept saying. Well, he's 18. In Ohio, he's a legal adult. We didn't have to call you. Bullshit. I was the parent. I didn't deserve to know. Nope. Wasn't my decision. Was his decision. And when school security escorted me out the door, Lakewood police were parked in the parking lot. So I walked over to the police car and I said, you don't have to worry. I'm not going to cause any more problem. And they said, well, the school board called us, the principal called us. Yeah. Took 2 security guards to escort me out. Oh, I was close to handcuffs, I'll tell you that. As a matter of fact, before I left the principal's office, she had one of them sorting trays on the corner of her desk. Oops. Sorry. That shit went everywhere. Oops. I ran into it. Sorry. You want me to help pick it up? Oh, no. Oh, I was pissed. Not that he was, gonna be magna cum laude, far from it. I'll tell you what, when I knocked that sorting tray, I thought for sure I'd be leaving in handcuffs. Talk about doing dirty shit behind your back. I said, Jesus Christ, every time he did something wrong, you were on the phone. For this, you couldn't call me? No. He's an adult. So now I got a 40-year-old deadbeat. No diploma, no GED. Christ, kids nowadays graduating high school, they're forced to go to fucking college. Just having a goddamn high school diploma don't get you nothing now. You gotta have a goddamn fucking master's degree in order to go get a job today. Crock of bullshit. I think we're going to have to email Jenny tomorrow. Oh, yeah. And they heard about it, too. The principal kept telling me, lower your voice. Every time she said that, I got louder. Lower your voice. Lower your voice. Oh, yeah. They heard me up on the third floor in the corner of the building, believe me. Matter of fact, when security escorted me out of the office, there were students everywhere. What's going on in there? Yeah, especially after what she told us. I'm really worried. Not that she'd do anything stupid, but she needs a lot of moral support right now. She needs friends. I actually thought we kind of turned her around there. I could tell, but I didn't think she'd be gone this long. You know, Kathy, that's the last thing anybody ever wants to say to me. Lower your voice. That's an invitation to turn the volume up. And the more she said it, the louder I got. Like I say, when I come out with security, There were kids all over. They wanted to know what the hell was going on in the principal's office. Of course, they could hear. Matter of fact, she closed the door. I'd reach over and open it. She'd walk over and close the door. I'd reach over and open it. Finally, I slid my chair over. You'll have to move me in order to close the door. That's when the secretary was on the phone. Security! And then to walk out of the school, and there's Lakewood police sitting there. 2 cruisers. Not 1, 2. I was like, calm down, boys. We don't need you. We're good. Then they followed me home to make sure I got home and I didn't turn around and detour back. Yeah. I pulled up, got out of the car, waved to them. See you guys. Have a nice day. Way to go. That's good. That's a good thing. Anytime I can be connected with people, that's a good thing. I said that's the only good thing I got from my father was his temper. And believe me, I had his temper. I have chilled a lot over the years. Believe me. I used to be a real short fuse. Now the fuse has gotten longer. But you never want the fuse to reach the end because you don't want to see that explosion. Of course, a couple of bread men. Matter of fact, fucking Schwabel's Bakery, I think the whole bakery. Matter of fact, the store manager said, "Did you really call Pittsburgh?" Uh-huh. I said, I didn't get no answers in Ohio. I called corporate. He said, really? I pulled out my cell phone and I said, here, you want the phone number? It's right here. Schwabel's Bakery, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Oh, I could imagine. I can imagine. You didn't get much shit out of those girls growing up. I'm sure they toed the line. Like, uh-oh, we pissed off Mom. They were hiding the wooden spoon. That's what I tell everybody. I grew up in the wooden spoon era. And boy, I'll tell you what, my mother went through some wooden spoons over the years. Then they made them out of plastic. Whack! Ow! It didn't break. God damn it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. 100% right. You hit the nail on the head there. Yep. You still threaten them with it, huh? You want this? Just waving it around, they shake in fear. Uh-oh. We pissed off Mom. I'll never forget the one time I hid my mother's wooden spoon. She beat my ass with a frying pan. After I got my ass beaten, I went, "Here's your spoon back." Oh yeah, she grabbed a small skillet. Whack! Ow! And then, wait till your father gets home. Bad enough getting it once. I got it twice. God forbid he came home from work in a pissed off mood. Or came home drunk. That was even worse. And it didn't take much to set him off. Oh. Like I say, my shrink is in for an eye-opener. We only made it to 10 years old. On the 17th, we'll probably make it to 12. Yeah. He'll be saying to me, I don't think we need to. We're good at 2 appointments. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, Kathy, they sound like they grew up to be very responsible, especially the firefighter. So you did a good job. You set them on the right path right away. And I would guarantee they respect you for it. I'm sure they didn't thank you for, getting an ass beaten, but I'm sure that over time they said, "Boy, Mom, you raised us right," That's one thing, the one compliment I get to this day about how respectful my son is and what a wonderful person he is. Oh, the old stink eye, yeah. Stink eye works wonders. Yeah, the look. Sometimes that's enough to scare them straight. Give them that. Okay. And moms, they have that look. They can give that look better than dads. I think it's something in the genes. The mom look. We're definitely going to have to email Jenny, and I'm going to have to try to get a message to Wyatt. And last night, Mears was on commenting because Shiz did a live last night. And Mears was commenting. And see, the problem is, I don't hook my laptop up to the TV. I just watch live. Because had I had my laptop hooked, I'd like, where you been, stranger? You know. Yeah, it surprised me to see. I'm like, gee, you can be commenting, you know, on Shiz's live, but you can't come here anymore? I don't think I did anything to piss him off. Were you watching last night? When Shiz did the Kaiser thing? Then you saw him commenting. And that was way later than, well, it was after I got done. I was thinking, well, gee, where you been? You know, here it is, 8:30 at night, 9 o'clock at night, which is after, got to be after midnight down there. And you can't pop in and say hi now and then? Not that he was a regular, but geez. Now, you know, with Nomad, I understand. The guy's busy. Well, usually, if I know, you know, Shiz is going to be on, I'll log in. Because, you know, her and I have emailed back and forth and we know each other, so sometime I'll just, you know, log in to say hi, here I am, you know. But I never think of hooking my laptop into my TV, which is easy because I have an HDMI switch. So I can, like, I've got the DVD player plugged in to the switch because it's a 3-position switch. And then I've got an HDMI cable that comes all the way up to my bed. All I got to do is pop it into the laptop, click the switch to position 3, and I can be live on YouTube. I didn't think of it last night. Because believe me, I would have said something like, hey, you know, at least you can pop in and say hi now and then. There's only 2. Well, 3. Shiz, Stone Vet, or Hill Pirate Studios, which is Jeff and Scotto. They do a nightly thing. Because Scotto helps Jeff produce his show. Like he does with Shiz. So a lot of times I'll chat there, or if, Josh comes on during the day, Stone Vet, because I sent Josh a microphone. When his mic went bad, I got a shitload of them. I sent him a new one. All right, when you're watching Stone Vet, he'll hold up every now and then that blue, it's a blue Yeti Nano, and it's blue. I sent him that because his mic went bad. Because I'll never forget the first day he used it. He held it up, he was waving it around. Hey, I got the mic. Oh, Josh is crazy. And Dirty Hippie. I love Dirty Hippie. Because for a while he was doing crappy movies during the day, Him and Dirty Hippie were hosting they were all rated B or C, or they were real shitty, or soap operas, So I would get on and chat with him and Dirty Hippie, I can't remember how I started following him. Yeah, I can't remember how I started following Stone Vet. And every now and then when, I can't think of G2. I can't think of his name. He's on with Jeff and Scotto a lot. And then he'll sometime do a live in the afternoon. God, what the hell's his name? He goes by G2. Oh, I can't remember his name. Oh, for Christ's sake. Hang on a minute. God damn it. Now who's bothering me? Jesus Christ. crying out loud. Ugh. My goofy ass neighbor across the street. I got a guy dropping off some fencing. I gotta put my car in your driveway. Like I'm gonna go out somewhere. He's always so afraid to park his car on the street. Probably because he's an asshole and he knows somebody will vandalize it. Yeah, Ned Flanders. That's what I call him, Ned Flanders. Or Greg Brady. Yeah. I don't know if it's Sean. Definitely Ned Flanders. I like him. Him and I will email back and forth. But he does a lot in the evening with Jeff and Scotto. Jeff has got Hill Pirate Studios. That's his YouTube channel. Plus, he's a producer for Josh Stone Vet. They're all veterans. Except for Scotto. I still don't know how Scotto came into the group, but because Jeff's a vet, well, Wally's a vet, you know, and Ned Flanders, and I like to watch Master Sergeant Retired. Once a week he does that throat punch. What the hell does he call that? Throat Punch Thursday or something. Well, you know, like Josh and Ned and Dirty Hippie and Jeff, you know, they're all going through their form of PTSD, and they all stay in touch with each other, you know. I'll tell you what, Master Sergeant Retired amazes the shit out of me. Motorcycle racing at his age. And that's a hot bike he's got. God damn. Every now and then he'll hook a camera on the handlebars when he's doing racing. I'm like, he's amazing. He really is. Not to mention he builds his own motorcycles. But see, that whole group, they're all connected, you know. They all kind of look out for each other. I like Ned Flanders, though. He's cool. Well, they're all cool in their own way. You know, Josh is crazy and Hippie's crazy. I haven't been following them so much lately. With all them, like I got time with all the goddamn doctor's appointments and fucking tests that I got. Jesus Christ. Not to mention, not being a veteran, I don't fit into the clique, you know. Although Ned Flanders and I have had some lengthy email discussions. I hope Shannon gets enough donations to go down for Kaiser's sentencing, because she said she's going to throw a party. Her and Wally and I'll tell you what, those two, well, not so much Wally, but Shannon, she spent a fortune on all that legal paperwork that she got on Kaiser. Because I'll tell you what, that's one redhead you don't want to piss off. Especially when people were calling her a fucking liar. Oh, did she produce receipts? Yeah, she's one ginger you don't want to be on her bad side. And you know, Kaiser used to bitch about her. But Kaiser told her, if you don't believe me, look into things. Well, he regretted telling her that, because boy did she look into things. She said one way or another, she's going down. She would like to go down with enough funds. But she said if she's got to dig into her pocket, because she wants to meet Donald Cameron's family. That's one of the main reasons she wants to go down. Like she said last night, I'm not a hugger, but she says, I want to go down and hug his family. And I'm sure they want to hug her because she made a lot of this happen. Especially when Kaiser would be on his nightly show going, yeah, I stole them credit cards and I stole that safe and I hawked them guns. And then Shannon just emailed that night's show to the prosecutor. But the best part was the night that he sat there and went, they'll never arrest me. Oh, it's just a status conference. Then the next day he was in handcuffs, being extradited. Sitting in the police car going, they're extraditing me for credit card theft? No, they're extraditing you because you jumped bond, asshole. I wonder how he likes them orange jumpsuits. I wonder if he takes roll call at the jail at night. And he gets arrested shortly after Kimmy came to his house. That was the best thing. Kimmy showed up. She was there, I think, for a day. Next thing you know, he's in handcuffs. Because that was her car he was driving. Luckily, he made it back home into the driveway, or else it would have got impounded. And then, what the hell's her name? Katie Zed had to beat Shannon to the body cam. Oh, look, I got the body cam before you did. Her and Kafar do that booze and body cams. I call it boobs. Boobs and body cams. I watch Kafar a lot. Because he does a lot with them idiot sovereign citizens. I love to see them get their windows busted and dragged out of their cars. Those stupid assholes. Laws don't apply to me. Well, if you don't get out of that car, you're going to be eating glass. You can't arrest me. Smash. Safe light repair, safe light replace. And it's sad, but the movement is growing. I have never seen so many goddamn sovereign citizens that all think laws don't apply to them. Oh, I don't need a driver's license. I have the right to travel. Well, yeah. With your feet on a bicycle. You have the right to travel. You've never watched any sovereign citizen shit? Oh, God, Kathy, you don't know what you're missing. It's hilarious. The police bust the fucking windows out of their cars and drag them out and throw them on the ground and tase them. Old Squishy Gardner, he does a lot of sovereign citizen stuff. And then Kafar usually will grab Old Squishy Gardner's videos and replay them. You gotta watch some of them. Go to Old Squishy Gardner and watch the ones that say window bust. Oh, you'll love them. It's hilarious. Watch the videos of the window breaks. Them idiots sitting there going, You can't arrest me. Smash. Next thing you know, they're on their face on the ground. I do not consent. Well, you don't need to consent. Get in the car. If I'm bored, I'll watch KTZ. I'll watch the booze and body cams just for the body cams. The only problem is they stop the goddamn videos like every 5 seconds. I'm like, Jesus, let it play already. We don't need all the commentary. I used to watch it a lot, but yeah, the video will play for like 5 seconds, and then she'll stop it. Oh, we got a super chat. I got to give the dogs a dog biscuit. You stopped the video for that? I only watch when I'm bored. But when I log in after I watch my replay, I go right to old Squishy Gardner to see what he's put up for the day. What new Sovereign Citizens video he's got, you know. He has got to be on he's got to be on 24/7. I never saw a guy that can get videos up so fast. Not to mention, for a guy that's in England, he knows more about American law than most Americans. He's amazing. He'll cite codes, and I never saw a Brit that knows so much about American law. The guy is absolutely amazing. Not to mention, I love the accent. I could listen to him all day. I mean, he has cited laws I didn't even know existed. And like I say, for a Brit, he's got to be a retired lawyer. He's got to be. To know so much about, and I get the impression that if he was a lawyer, he studied international law to know so much about American law. The guy is just fascinating. Not to mention how quick he can get body cam videos and get them posted to YouTube. Fascinating. I'll tell you what, anybody I know that's on YouTube regular, I tell them, watch his channel. Yeah, I mean, you follow him. Doesn't he amaze you with... He'll put the damn laws up. Oh, here, you know, Arizona law this, or West Virginia law that, or Tennessee law this. The guy's fascinating. And if I miss it on his channel, Kfar will post it on his. So I watch those two quite a bit because I love them sovereign citizen videos. Oh, God, how stupid them people are to think they don't need registration on their car. They can buy a $30 license plate off of Amazon that says, private, bolt it to their car. I don't know what these people are thinking. Well, 99% of them have suspended driver's license. So, yeah, they'll do anything to drive. So they'll become, graduates of YouTube University, go on Amazon, order a license plate, go on some sovereign citizen website and order all the paperwork. And then the Moors, I'm Moorish American. I come from Morocco. Have their Moorish American ID card. We're not United States citizens. Well, what citizen are you? Well, we're the United States of America Corporation. What? Get fucking serious. Yeah, all you Americans are from Washington, D.C. No, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. Not Washington, D.C. No. Well, they cherry pick. They'll cite something, and then old Squishy Gardner will put the whole law up. And he'll show where they cherry picked, what they want. Oh, yeah, I'm not in commerce. I only need a driver's license if I'm in commerce. I'm traveling. Well, like Kfar always says, look down on your shifter. Does it say D for drive or T for travel? D for drive. But I'm traveling. There was a good video I watched the other day down in Florida. Oh, this sheriff's deputy, oh, God, was he dogging this guy? The guy was like, "You're going to get my fee schedule." And the sheriff's deputy said, "Well, just mail your fee schedule to the sheriff's department." He asked him, how much is your fee schedule for a traffic stop? Oh, he was dogging the guy. Oh, of course, it seems like the majority of the sovereign citizens are in Florida. So, as soon as the guy goes, I don't need a driver's license, I'm traveling. Send me back up. We got a sovereign citizen here. Yeah, both Old Squishy Gardener and K-Bar use that. Look on your shifter, sir. Does it say D for drive or T for travel? And then the idiots will look, but they won't answer. Yeah. Like all the police, all law enforcement said, yes, you do have the right to travel. It's in the Constitution. You have the right to travel by foot, by bicycle, by horse. You just can't drive. But see, they cherry pick that out. It says right in the Constitution, we have the right to travel. Yes. If you're walking or riding a bicycle or a horse, you just can't drive. Oh, well, I'm not driving. I like the one, this isn't a motor vehicle. And that video the other day, the deputy was like, okay, it has 4 wheels and a motor. It's a motor vehicle. And the idiot was like, it's a vehicle. Well, how do you get around? Is there magic dust under the hood? Oh, I love that one. Is there magic dust under the hood? What propels this thing? Oh, I gotta find that video. That deputy just dogged the shit out of that guy. He trolled him something fierce. It's not a motor vehicle. Well, what's under the hood? What propels this vehicle? Magic dust? He said it's a motor vehicle. And the guy's like, no. It's a vehicle. What has a motor? That doesn't make it a motor vehicle. Well, what propels it then? What's under the hood? Pixie dust? Gee, I thought Sherry would pop in tonight. Maybe she stayed late visiting her husband. God, that poor guy's been in the hospital forever. God damn. And I'll tell you, Sherry is such a sweetheart. I knew her from the hospital, and just the most outgoing person, do anything for you. And then to have the health problem she had, oh, geez. And then her husband having all kinds of health problems. I was like, oh, man. Yeah, she was in housekeeping at the hospital. And just one of the nicest people you ever wanted to meet. Her and I hit it off right away. It was just, she just had that warm, outgoing personality. And her mother worked there too. They were a mom and daughter tag team in housekeeping. And her mother would, you knew where Sherry got it. Because her mother was the same way. Give you the shirt off her back, do anything for you, always had a big smile. I was sad to hear that her mother passed. Wow, man. See, once I left, I lost touch with everybody. Sucks to get old. And then, she's on there worrying about me. Jesus. I'm hanging in there. Out of the 3 backgrounds, the 3 red ones, I like this one the best. Now, I'll keep this one up for a couple of days, and then I'll put the other one up. The other one is real bland compared to this one. Out of the 3, I like this one the best. Not to mention it was only $2. Because I'm cheap. And then the 3 greenies. But those are only good for like one day. Because then the shock and humor value is gone out of them. But like, I'm going to put them up in order. The first one, when I go to put it up, I'm going to have some of my friends tell their young kids to watch it. Because I've already got a story to tell about it. Then the second one is, but the third one is really good. But the first one, I want the young kids to see that one. I'm almost giving it away. But like I say, all 3 of those are like a one day. And then you take it down because everybody would look at it and go, what the hell you got that up for? I got my reasons. Mainly the first one. Because I want the young kids to see that one. Well, all 3, but the first one, believe me, you'll laugh your ass off when I put it up and then I give an explanation. It almost makes me want to put them up right away, but we got to have this one up for a couple of days, and then I'll put the other red one up. And then next week, I'll put the greenies up. That's what I'm calling them for now, the greenies. And then I got to stop ordering backgrounds. God, I got 40 of them now. Jesus. Old TEMU, boy, they suck you in. And then, where was I today? Background clearance. Luckily, I didn't see anything that caught my eye. Because they just about have everything. But the greenies, oh, you're going to love them. The first one and the third one, because the second one is kind of ho-hum. But you had to buy the set, because there's only 3. So I bought all 3. At least so far there's only 3. I haven't seen any more. I couldn't believe it today. I'm like, oh, background clearance. Let me see what's on sale. Then I was like, I don't need any more. Goddamn 40 backgrounds. I got one for every day of the week plus. I think they're cool. I have fun with them. And like I say, $2 wasn't. This one originally was $17.95. There'd have been no way I would have paid that kind of money for a screen print. I mean, they're 30 by 40 screen print. That's what they are. Or no. 30 by 40? That don't sound right. 40 by 60. Yeah. 40 by 60. That's what they are. 40 by 60. And there's nothing to them, really. They're a little thicker than tissue paper. We're not talking exotic tapestry here. So I draw the line. $5 is the most I would spend, and most of them were $3 and $4. And then when this one went on sale for $2.10, grab it. Even though I didn't need it. What I've got to do is sort them now. Like these 3, package them together and call them the Red Studios. And then I've got some other red and white ones, but one of these days I gotta hang them up on that rack that I got. I keep saying that. Do I put them up on the rack? No. The rack is sitting in the kit bag in the living room. I haven't even pre-assembled it to see what it looks like. I hope it... Well, yeah. It'll fit them all. More TEMU shit. Now I got a $10 credit. Oh boy. Although I've got an idea what I'm going to order. I need it for my backyard. It's a weed whacker, but it's got a metal saw blade instead of string trimmer. It's got a saw blade on wheels. Because I've got some hefty weeds in the back of my yard. So I mean, the thing's on sale. It's only like $28 with 2 batteries. Comes with 2 saw blades and some other attachments. And because they make a saw blade attachment for a Ryobi, but it's the gas one. I've got the electric. You can't put a saw blade on it. So I'm thinking of buying this thing. It's $28. I got my $10 credit. That'll make it $18. I have to look and see how much shipping is. But I think that's what I'm going to order because I really need it. Knock the weeds down. The only problem is then it'll piss off the deer when they come back. They're like, hey, we needed these weeds to hide in. As a matter of fact, all the deer are gone. There was a field up at 143rd and I-71 that there were like 30 of them in this big field. I stopped the other day, gone. All the deer have left. I don't know where they went. I kind of hoped that that pair would have stuck around. I wanted to see a little baby deerlet. But it got born somewhere else now. I would have loved to have seen that. Wake up one morning, see a little baby deerlet. I'd have been out there with my camera. Taking all kinds of pictures of deerlets. And then today, watching the little eaglets out in Big Bear, out in San Bernardino, they're getting ready to fledge. Boy, they were flapping them wings and jumping up and down. Here's Mom and Dad sitting on the limbs going, oh boy, you guys ain't ready to fly yet. But it's been amazing lately. Mom and Dad have been together on the tree limbs watching the little, well, they're not little anymore. They're getting ready to take flight, which will really upset me because once they leave, that's it till next year. I thought eagles would lay twice a year. Nope. And I'm kind of interested now, once the kids leave, are they going to stick around? Because eagles mate for life. Those two are going to be together until one or both are gone. So will they stick around out in Big Bear or will they leave? I'm kind of interested to. I hope they stick around. I'm kind of. Although I finally figured out how to tell them apart. Mom is bigger than Dad. Because they were side by side today, and I was like, oh. But I'll tell you what, they are impressive when they sit and they just watch what's going on. They look so majestic. But the little ones today, oh, they were. Matter of fact, the one almost fell out of the nest. He was hopping around like an idiot. But boy, they're exercising them wings. They're getting ready. Yeah, I watched it. Well, we had 3. And then a goddamn snowstorm hit. And evidently, Mom didn't cover one of them up enough. And the next day, he was gone. But all 3 hatched, and they were doing great. Because the park ranger said it's rare for them to lay 3 eggs, and all 3 eggs to be viable. But Mom and Dad, oh, they were turning them eggs constantly. They were really taking good care of those eggs. And then one hatched, and then 2 days later, the second one hatched, and then 2 days after that, the third one. And it was cool seeing them 3 little itty-bitty things in that nest. But boy, they got some nasty snowstorms. God, the one storm, the whole nest was covered with snow. All you could see was her head. She was just buried in snow, and she wouldn't get up because she was keeping them eggs warm. And then when they hatched, they got another freak snowstorm. And that's when the little one, they figure it froze, which was sad. And I'll tell you what, that dead one, it was in that, they call it a bowl, because there's an impression in that big nest. It took her like 4 days before she picked it out of the bowl and set it on the edge of the nest. And then she'd look at it, and look at it, and look at it, and then finally one day she just picked it up and dropped it over the edge of the... It was cleaning day of the nest. I'm getting to be a real eagle specialist. Well, I think it's outro time. Time to make dinner. Where's my stylus? Well, thanks for hanging out tonight. Thanks for giving me the news on granddaughter. Let's hope everything goes right and she heals up quick. And we gotta get in contact with Jenny. For sure. And with that, we will meet again right here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, Kathy. And I will see you tomorrow.